Warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. This video contains explicit language and will include profanity. Your discretion advised due to strong language. Enjoy Licea podcast.
When you start drinking, it's steady decline. The funnels of life ain't helping. You've got good friends, you keep you out of trouble. The best ones are still drinking with you. And there's no good reason why. Alcohol judgment just don't mix.
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 Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you
welcome
for
back to the
invite.
show. Got here with me, 13 returning champ, guest.
13 times.
Is it 13 or 14?
Booker
Or is
T.
it 12?
It might be 13.
13.
Yeah.
13th time.
I think me and Brett were tied, and then technically my 12th and it was 13 even though we did it together. And then I think he did another one with you, so he's probably like 14, 15 now.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Because I think that's the last time I did one with him. Oh, no, you're right. I did a couple after. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I have notes.
You got notes?
I got notes.
Oh, let's do when you notes, I'll just, go off your notes.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about was, I guess if we talk about the fires.
Yeah.
I didn't know how severe it was until recently.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, it looks kind of like what we went through in like the early 2000s when we had that crazy fire. I know some coworkers lost their houses and stuff,
Oh, really?
especially out there towards like the lakeside area. I remember walking out of work and it was just like ash, like it just looked like some doomsday type shit. And I remember I walked to work from lakeside. I walked to work. I didn't have a car at that time. I walked to work thinking they weren't going to be open, and like all I heard was like the forklifts, and because of course we had like water and stuff, the essentials that people needed. So yeah, we were open. And I remember a lot of people in the deli called out because it was like we're getting evacuated type of. Some people use that as an excuse, I think, not to go to work, and then some people probably really were in in probably the situation. But I remember me and Debbie that stocked shoes. She was the deli manager. It was just me and her all day. I remember she was like, it was
Wow.
an emotional day, but it was just me and her. I just ran the tricking room, and she just did whatever she could, like in the production side. But it was just us. Everybody called out.
Damn.
All the morning people. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Those fires was like, that was early 2000. I don't know if it was 2003 or 4. It had to be like between like maybe 2002 and 3 or 2003 and 4. Yeah, because I lived with my grandma and my little sisters in Lakeside, and it happened during that time because I was moved out by 04. I was already moved out, so it had to be around that time. One of those years. That was crazy.
Wow. That'd be
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
My brother sent me a map of right here.
Yeah.
You know, there's a restaurant right here.
Mhm.
The map goes right to the restaurant. And basically, all that side is like not safe, and this side is safe.
That's crazy.
But it's like a prediction, like what if the worst case. I don't know what the fuck it was. I asked him, "What is this?" He said, "It's a map of like projection. Like if it got out of hand." I'm like, "Damn, like is it really this close to here?" It's not.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We're talking San Diego?
My brother showed me a picture where there's like it's saying that this next neighborhood over and all that way east is in danger of a fire.
Oh, I mean, well, out there where we work at that's like fire central.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the first place that goes. But they were like, yeah, it was like the lakeside because there's a lot of hills. And then it's just crazy how the fire just was like spreading around, which I thought was weird. People was it jumped the street. Like, how the fire jumped the street. Like, I don't know how that's possible. And that's what people were saying in LA. They was like, how is there like 4 different areas that are not even close to each other and there's fires in all those areas? That's what people are like on some conspiracy theory shit. I don't know. I just know the fire, if you don't contain it, gets out of control. But shit, who knows? The stories that people post it makes you think like,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw a list of like before I came over here. I saw a list of all the celebrities that like lost their houses, got burned. The Jhené Aiko girl. I forgot who the Beyonce's mom. I think one of her places burned down or something. I mean, they're rich people, so like I feel more sorry for the people that,
Right.
working and paying mortgage, and like that's all they got.
Right. Me too. That's really sad. Yeah, well, I mean, hope it's not that bad because, man,
Yeah, I mean it's always something though. It's like now California's like the fire things is big because I mean how long has it been since we had like a crazy earthquake? It's been a long time,
I know.
you know. So it's always some kind of chaos, natural chaos going on. Now it seems like it's the fires. Like every couple of years, it's been a kind of crazy fire,
Hmm.
and like certain sections of the state so far.
I don't know. I don't get how they can't contain it, but I mean, I guess so. I feel like we're at the point where, with drones and technology, it should be less harder to contain a fire. I feel, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know the logistics of what goes into that.
Maybe I want to contain it.
Right, and that's the thing too. You saw that. It's another thing I've heard. You've seen that conspiracy theory where there's like a thing where Joe Biden's talking about the house is painted red.
Mm.
It's talking about I guess if you paint the house a certain color, it's not going to get burnt down.
Mm.
And I think it's red or blue, something like that. I forget what color it was. So, but that's supposedly a thing. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it means. Like, what does that mean? But he said it, and everyone's like now running with it. Like, does it mean that like all fires are actually controlled, and like they know like that's like the code for like don't burn that one down,
Or maybe it's the red and blue is just your side. Are you political Democrat? Are you Republican Democrat? Or
and that's another thing.
red and blue,
Maybe,
like
or does it mean like for some reason like a certain paint deflects the fire? Like, what does that mean? Like,
I mean, you paint your whole house. I mean, because if I just throw a blue stripe on my shit, it's not gonna.
who knows? Like, what if it's like, you know what I mean? Like, like who knows? Like the same thing with like the aliens, like the aliens that Mexico found. It's like who knows? I was talking to Bosch about this the other day, and I may sound like a hardcore conspiracy theorist by saying this, but like we always talk shit to people about like when like someone says this is gonna sound really dumb. So forgive me for I say this. So another disclaimer has to go for this one. This other shit here is dumb as fuck. So let me just say it like this. People give everybody shit for like if someone believes the earth is flat,
Mm.
and then there's people who believe that most of the world believes that the earth is round, right? But the fact of the matter is, me or you have never been out there. We don't know what the earth could be anything, and they're just telling us this. But it's not. It's this. Like people are arguing, but like who know? You don't even know.
But isn't it proof from like the telescope pictures?
But my thing is this, bro. Like, if you really want to get into it,
Yeah.
like, how can you trust that? I've never myself seen the Earth
Right.
from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, they do really have satellites
It's
that
science.
take pictures.
And science.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
science, right?
Yeah. But they do
I'm
have
just saying,
pictures
like Truman Show type shit.
Yeah.
Like people are arguing, but realistically, that person really doesn't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like physically, he's with his own eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's things where they're talking about like globes in the 80s, 90s. You've seen those globes that were painted then and that are done like made now. They're missing things. There's inconsistencies. Like why?
I don't think they don't know
Trying
for
to
sure.
hide? Are they trying? That's what I'm saying. Are they trying to hide things? Are they trying to make things up? Like what's the whole thing?
Or maybe they just the way they really shaped it and was like trying to make it as dynamic and sectioned off as possible. But now they're starting to realize like, hey, that's not really how that's.
Because supposedly, I guess all the maps that we have in America show the American, the North American part of the globe, even on maps, is bigger than Africa. But realistically, supposedly, according to satellite photos, Africa is way larger than America, North America.
Yeah.
But in maps in America, we make ourselves look bigger than we're supposed to, like
Yeah.
visually. When realistically, that's not how it looks.
Oh, I never noticed that.
But that's supposedly a thing. It's
Oh.
like every globe in the other parts of the world do not have what ours does. Ours does something different. It warps the picture for us.
No, because on the actually on the emojis, like they have I think it's like 3. It shows like the America, North America, and then there's one where like Africa's kind of like the center, but it's bigger by itself than any of the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've learned. I mean, so far, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We went from fucking fires to fucking aliens and fucking
Well,
globes.
yeah, that's that whole thing. I'm just like, you know, when they start, because we're talking about that, like, is it, or isn't it? But you know how they're like talking about like how the moon landing probably was on some Hollywood,
and that's what we're talking about.
lights, camera, action type
That's what
shit.
we're
I'm
talking
like,
about.
if that's true, that's fucked up.
Makes sense.
I'm just
It
saying,
makes sense.
yeah, because somebody was like, if he landed on that, who took that picture?
And why haven't we done it again?
Yeah, why can't we get back to that shit?
Why haven't we done it recently with all the technology we have right now?
Wouldn't they just cancel like the whole NASA thing? Like trying to go to like the moon and shit is like, nah.
I'm just saying, like, why haven't we had a recent picture of it?
Mm-hmm.
It's been over 50 years.
But if they can make these like
Over 60 years, maybe.
super legit stealthy, break the sound barrier planes and jets and stuff, why can't they do that to get back to the?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like there's all these things that like point to like why. And then like if you watch that documentary, which I don't know shit about shit, but supposedly where he's standing in the shadow is his shadow doesn't match where the sun is
Oh, I
in
didn't
that
notice
picture.
that.
And it was like all these things they show you, like that don't make sense in that footage that we've shown it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
It's a lot of inconsistencies.
yeah,
Which and supposedly like someone found like the way they made it, however they made it, like maybe they made it negative. Maybe he's wearing all black, and so like it turned to white because the behind him looks like it's night, right? Well, someone found that same backdrop somewhere in Arizona, the same exact to the mold. Like they just got a picture exactly where they filmed it in someplace in Arizona, and it looks the mountains behind him, just like the mountains in the moon landing video, match up exactly. It's crazy. It's like, you know what I mean?
yeah. Maybe a lot of times I feel like they had to structure and fabricate stories to have hope and have stories and create history. If it didn't make it on its own,
Who knows? Who fucking
Yeah.
knows, dude? Who cares?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not like married to any of these ideas. I just feel like
yeah,
I hear all this shit and I always think about, well, you know, who knows? Because maybe they did land on the moon.
yeah,
Maybe they did. I don't know. Fucking, I mean, who knows?
yeah.
The people that were there who were part of that shit. So, you know, Apollo 13, you know what I mean? Armageddon.
Yeah. That's my shit.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you about Mario Gioni. Is that how you say his name?
I don't know. I haven't really followed that story. I mean, since like,
You haven't
just
heard anything about it besides him doing the act.
the act and then getting caught and then kind of linked up. Like he has a trust fund. He's got like money and it just seems kind of a little weird. I still think the guy, when I saw the picture, the guy that was back into the lady when he was at the airport looks a little bit smoother than the guy that they caught. It's just, I don't know. And I remember for a little while the story they were looking for two people because there was another guy. They was like these two suspects right here. So I was just like, I don't know what happened. And then my boy just a master plan where you don't get caught and you get hemmed up at Mickey D's.
Right.
I don't know about that.
Right.
Seems a little bit like if I made a smooth getaway like that, I'm out of here. I Cancun with my feet up. Just pulled off some John Wick shit.
Right. Some John Wick shit. He disappeared. He got on like
dipped off on an electric bike
Yeah,
or
he got on
whatever
a
he
bike
was.
and dipped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
that's
that
crazy.
was it had to be planned out perfect for you, and then for you to get caught at McDonald's just doesn't. And math's not mathing.
What if it was just
Or unless he figured it was better for him to just stay instead of them trying to leave because he would have been.
what if he just got lucky? Because one of the things I noticed with like a lot of really, really weird situations, they stand back a lot. They don't want to like get killed. Like they don't know if it's like a trap or again like school shooting. You see that like that one in Texas? It was pretty sad how like everyone was standing outside for like 10 minutes waiting to see like while this kid was killing all these other kids. And there's videos of the guys on the cell phone like just waiting, just doing nothing. And it's like, well, I get it. I guess the main objective there was they don't know what the threat was, so they're trying to like minimize their end. They don't want to get killed all at one time or whatever. But that's something that I feel like maybe could have happened because he probably just got lucky and like went out the door, got on his bike and dipped, and they were like still like, is he in there? Is he not? Like,
Yeah.
or, maybe just holding back, waiting for him to attack them or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. I'm just that's just my only in my mind thing that happened. Like he got lucky. He just got lucky. Got on the bike, went the right way,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just disappeared. And I really wish we could find out how they found him, because that's crazy how
But they're
they
saying
how
somebody
they
from McDonald's saw him for the reward
but
and
but
tipped off the
how
what's the name?
I don't know. I feel like that's just
That's just what they're saying. Like you
yeah.
know, so I don't even know how that was because it wasn't like I don't know. I wouldn't have noticed that being him if I worked somewhere. Even though if I saw the picture of him in the airport, I still wouldn't have been able. Because to me, he doesn't look like that guy a little bit of who I saw.
Anyways, so they're both inside the same. They're both inside the same prison. It's Luigi Mangione and Diddy. They're in the same prison.
Oh yeah. Okay, I heard about that.
Damn.
I heard about that.
Damn. And Diddy is supposedly very, very envious of Luigi Mangione.
Diddy is envious.
Yes, of all the attention he's getting. So, who wrote that article? The New York Post. So, I don't know.
I saw this video. I don't know if it's true or not. But Diddy was riding like
I showed it to you. Yeah.
a bike in the in like the tall part.
It looked
Was
like
that really? It looked like him
it
too.
looked like him. But I mean, you never know. I suppose that he's like people are like doing his laundry for him. Like he's living the high life. Like
Oh,
people
yeah.
and like fighting to do shit for him. Like people are fighting in prison to be like his
He's probably promised them like
friend. Yeah,
take care. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
which is crazy, dude. Crazy, fucking crazy.
I was watching an interview on YouTube with this kid named Choppa that was on Making the Band, and
I don't remember him.
yeah, Choppa City, and he was talking about how he said Diddy he said him being around men like you know it just he's like I know the difference between a straight man and a man that's not straight like type of thing, and he said just you know he said it's not that Diddy's on like no gay shit, it's just like he's done everything, so it's almost like a power trip. Like you might not even be attracted to the dude, but the fact that I can do whatever with you is a power thing, like with him. And he was like, and then he said something about how he was with another big artist. He didn't say who it was, and he was like, he said my visuals is comfortable. He said, but what I saw was it was uncomfortability to my eyes. That's all he said. He didn't say you know. So I was just like, oh okay. So he's just like you know.
What did he say? Say it again.
Uncomfortability to his eyes.
What was the whole thing you said?
That what he saw with him and another artist was uncomfortability to his eyes in the studio. So he said you could take that how you want to take it, but it was just he said I might have been tripping because he's like I don't smoke weed, but I smoked a little bit. But he's like what I saw between you know him and somebody else, another male, was like uncomfortability to my eyes. And he said my vision is pretty comfortable with everything I see, but that was you know. So I was like yeah. So and then you know, then people he was saying like you can't say the same thing about a person from so many different stories and outlets and some of it not be true. So he's like yeah I don't. He said yeah I think he's bisexual. I think it's a power trip. Like I can have you, I can have her too. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right, and I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, just from his attitude.
Yeah. But the fact that, and then he talked about the fact, like, now when it comes to the, like, little boys and stuff like that, and then, you know, that's different. If you're a grown man and another grown man or a grown man and a grown woman,
Fact,
and you guys
that's a fact.
consensual, you're doing something. But with a kid, I don't even care if the kid seems mature or whatever. It's a kid. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know if I said this in the last one, but supposedly from that documentary on Tubi, basically gets into you know, Diddy is definitely guilty of a lot of things.
mhm,
But one of the things that he was saying that orgies are not illegal.
right.
But the problem here is in certain places, certain states, the age to consent, right? There's an age to consent. There's also like rules to consent. And one of the rules is, like in California, I know that if you have alcohol in your system, you are not allowed to consent
You're
to
like,
anything
yeah.
because you're under the influence. From my understanding.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the issue. And also that there have been reported, maybe not to Diddy's knowledge, of people being there who were underage that alleged things happened to. So that's the problem. It's not the fact that he was throwing these freak offs. It's not the fact that he's a homosexual or he's bisexual. The fact is that like you can have orgies. Anyone could have orgies. You know, there's people who do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Polygamists, I believe they are called. But that's the main issue with this case.
Yeah.
Is that there are maybe things that were out of his hand. I remember that's what happened to Tupac. That's why he went to prison. Because he was in possession of a room. It was his name, everything. And I guess some people allegedly raped a girl in Tupac's hotel room.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And so it was, even if Tupac wasn't part of the act, he was responsible.
It's his room.
Well, I guess that's how I don't even know how they got him on that. I mean, if the guy, what did the guy get who did the crime? Like, you know what I mean? Like we didn't hear about that. I haven't heard about that. Who actually did that to that poor woman?
And then I think it was something like where they like kind of pretty much just said his name. He's the big celebrity. So.
Right. So that's my thing. Is it? And that's crazy how that's allowed, in my opinion. But my point is, you know, I feel like it's the same thing here. Same thing here. It's like they're just going to nail him to the wall for something. For something.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, make an example of him or whatever.
Yeah, they got to. Yeah, I feel like that.
Very unfortunate because, but at the same time, you know, if he is doing these things, these power moves, like, yeah, he should be locked up for that shit.
Oh, yeah,
doing that shit.
Yeah, that's just...
If he's, you know, actually doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But shout out to Choppa. I remember him. He was my favorite. He was one of my favorite ones in
he was the
band.
He was the one I felt was going to be like, make it something. Cause,
he reminded me of Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Kind of his whole like look and style.
Yeah, I remember when he came out with his he kind of went and did his own thing. I was like,
oh, he did. He had something.
Yeah, he had his own. He started doing his own solo thing out of the group, and he probably still makes music, but it's just like if it's not in the forefront, we kind of just like don't pay attention to it unless we just go digging because we're cult following whoever we really like. So
right,
you know what I'm saying? People, you know, when you get into something like, oh, so fell off, you're like, no, he's not. He's been making albums. You're just not into him like when he was up there. But you know, when you know they'd be like, oh, you know, if whoever you like went away, but if I still follow them, to me they're still popular if they're still releasing music. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people would be like, oh, so and so fell off. I was like, no, he didn't. He's been fucking putting out albums for like the last 10 years. It's just not. He's just not hyped as you would think.
I think it's someone else who's like that.
Somebody else who's been consistent.
I would say like Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks is another one.
Lloyd Banks. If you love Lloyd Banks, you'll know that
he's doing.
He put out the Halloween massacres like every year.
Really good works of really good projects.
Yeah, he's still like a
lot of people will say probably say that about him, which I don't. I feel like those people. And
the fact that he's not,
really
like him and 50 are totally like severed their connection.
Oh, did they? I didn't know anything about that.
Because when he goes on tour and stuff, it's Yayo's there, and then whoever the new G Unit people is, but no Buck and no Banks.
But they're still G Unit.
The Banks isn't. Buck isn't.
Oh, but I mean, they're still doing a thing called the G Unit. Still a thing.
Yeah, well, like
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're still doing G Unit.
Because all his films and stuff, it says G Unit Films. Like that's his thing. That's his brand. Like
Lloyd Banks.
No, 50.
Oh, 50. I thought you said Lloyd Banks.
No, Lloyd Banks doesn't have. He's not associated with any of that. Yeah. But he's still putting out music. I feel like he has the respect of the MCs that 50 probably will never get. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think 50, he has like a respect of like he was a monster when he came out. But like right now, like if you like, who's the best lyricist in G Unit? They'll probably say either Game or Banks. Most people would say Banks because Game is just Game's antics takes away from his greatness.
Oh yeah, I would never associate Game with G. He was in there for like what 6 months. If that,
just
like,
the first
I would
album.
Never associate. Him
just
with
the first album
ever. Yeah. But I remember G Unit. They were a powerhouse.
But with him in there, when they had that nucleus, everybody was like, "Oh, these guys are gonna be a problem." Especially now you got this West Coast guy, but that quickly fizzled out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
who was the West Coast guy?
It was Game, and part of G Unit.
Game. Sorry, I'm thinking of after that. Like, remember Spider Loke?
Yeah, they had Willie North Pole was from Arizona.
I don't know.
He still puts out. He still puts out music.
I don't know who that is.
You know who Willie North Pole
No,
is?
no, I never heard of that guy.
Yeah. He's dope. He's from
Willie
Arizona.
North Pole.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. He's from Arizona. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I think he was like. He's either with G Unit or Disturbing the Peace. I want to say he's with G Unit though.
Get you another one.
Yeah, sure. Heck yeah.
Honey.
Well, I got a topic for you. Did you listen to the Drake freestyle? Supposedly,
We gotta talk about that.
but it's to me it's not old, but I feel like it was in the middle of the battle, and he just didn't get around to officially recording it and releasing it.
How do you know?
Huh?
How do you know?
Well, the video you can see he still has braids and he's rapping from his phone to the beat. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
Now I like it.
yeah.
I didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
Now I like.
Yeah.
He still has braids.
No, he doesn't. He's cut his hair.
He cut his hair.
Yeah,
How long ago?
cut his hair like at the end of last year, like a little bit, like maybe November. He had cut his hair. And then there's another thing I gotta send you. Of I like that the rap is starting off in a kind of competitive state. Like the energy from what happened last year is kind of transferred over to like this year.
Yeah, that's what's happening. It's definitely what's
But everybody that's been posting something about, because Joey Badass released his song called "The Ruler's Back," which is Jay-Z did a song called "The Ruler's Back."
I remember that. Yeah.
But Joey took "The Ruler's Back" title, but then he also took a Jay-Z line from when his first album, when he said too much West Coast dick licking. So Joey says that in this new "Ruler's Back," and it seemed like he kind of taking shots at Kendrick. But I feel like since the pop out, like he's put himself in a hands-off policy with all those guys. So like the rapper Daylight then released a song, and then this guy named Rayvana released a song, and they're both on TDE, and they're going at the Joey Badass, like, and it's kind of like right now the West Coast is in a unified state, and nobody does battle rap music like California, like West Coast artists,
Yeah.
and then they don't do subliminals, like they're just the gang culture DNA is in the music and the way they like.
They just say it straight out.
Yeah, I'm right to your face. Yeah. So the Rayvon guy, he says his name, and he says Tory Lane's name. He says Maul. He's like, we don't play that shit over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just, like Kendrick set it off. If I catch flight, it's going to be direct. Like, I'm going to say your
So
name.
Joey Badass is on Drake's side.
No, he's not on Drake's side. Joey Badass is
He's just going at
I'm just bringing back.
Kendrick.
I don't even think he's going at Kendrick.
Hmm.
I don't even think he's going at Kendrick, but the fact that you said too much West Coast dick licking, and now where the West Coast is, you kind of took a shot at everybody over, on the West Coast.
Right.
So I don't know if you was prepared for the response.
Yeah.
And then if they feel like the West Coast guys can't rap, TDE has probably one of the best battle rappers ever, which is the guy Daylight, and he's got to be crazy nice with his rhymes because this guy has a Spawn tattoo on his face. He has the outline of the Spawn on his face.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's been had it forever, and I've been watching him for like years in battle rap. But he can actually, the song he made is like really good. So it's just like,
The fuck is it? I can't find it.
you can't find a Drake song?
It's like the actual one. I can't find it. Oh, there it is, right
There
there.
it is, yeah. I don't know if you're really gonna be able to hear it.
No, I'm gonna put it in later. So if you just get.
Yeah, it's good to watch. It's these two guys I follow. Like, they review it because the one of them's like he's an honest Drake fan, but he's not like a Drake stan. He's like he respects him, like he likes him for his skill. But they reviewed it and they broke it down, and it sounds good on theirs. I have to tag you in these guys. These guys are good. The beat is super super good. I mean, he's saying some shit, but it sounds like, yeah, I feel like he did this like after the pop out, but I think Drake's thing is he likes to go at everybody because he feels like everybody's his ops or whatever. So he's talking about LeBron, he's talking about Kendrick, he's talking about freaking without saying their name, but you know who he's talking about. Everybody that was at the pop out, he's feeling salty about that.
Yeah. The summer is over, I missed it. Barrel was smoking, I kissed it. Fair showed us the renters for Texas, it's unrealistic. Cut them the check cause I hate reviewing the budgets and limits. Just pay the man. The world fell in love with the gimmicks, even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know the shit is personal to us and it wasn't just business. Analyzing behavioral patterns is somewhat suspicious. Niggas was never happy for me when I run up the digits. Or when I'm breaking world records still as I guzzle a Guinness. Or when I get my fifth made back cause the color is different. Remember we traded watches, I gave you the Arabic dial, you gave me a numbered edition. You would even check up on my son like a pediatrician. Sure convinced the gang that shit was rooted in love when it isn't. Showed me how different we are, there's blessings in juxtaposition. I guess now you boys gotta abandon your summer tradition. Cold shoulders I gave in the Hamptons, it come with the distance. Figured we was always gonna be close like ovens and kitchens. I was sadly mistaken, the loyalty wasn't a given. It's all good. And niggas cry the blues for you saying it wasn't malicious. Talking about we family, well I'm not the cousin to visit. God forbid we ever gotta tarnish your public image. All that brother talk as if I really discovered a sibling. 6 degrees, my memories retrieving our humble beginnings. Niggas wanted trouble, grabbed a shovel and dug up some ditches. Cover my body in dirt, but that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was a body double and we've done dozens of switches. Niggas tried to light the front gate up, it wasn't for Christmas. I said a prayer that morning for Sean and it wasn't religious. It came from a place of desperation and utter submission. Rapping was over for now, it came like a sudden decision. I don't give a fuck about you snakes or these other musicians. Niggas started fucking with my family, I'm going to prison. And we all crashing out together, my brother's complicit. Who put a pipe bomb in your trunk? It was an exhibit. I'm trying to blow the doors off that bitch when you touch the ignition. But then I gotta remember who made this shit come to fruition. It's me. Who's got the most to lose and who's in that other position? Signal conversations where I hope they got double encryption. I hate to see the empire crumble on judges' convictions. This nigga pulled a rabbit out the hat and y'all love a magician. It's funny to see you all rejoicing and hugging and kissing. What are we celebrating? I rent out the club at Edition. Nothing was the same with all you bitches and nothing's forgiven. But next time bury me in gold, my blood is Egyptian. The Dennis James come out when the vodka is flooding my system. I don't have a drinking problem, I got a subtle addiction. I got my father's habits and I got my mother's permission. My dad has another child, I told him that wasn't my sister. Grew up with dozens of Jews, churches with dozens of Christians. Also developed a deep respect for the Muslim religion. I'm staring at my daddy while y'all tell me I wasn't that nigga. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
But then a lot of stuff doesn't add up because like this all is like non-void because now you're trying to sue over a rap battle. Like it takes all your credibility away almost. Like so you dropping these like leaks and shit like that. It's kind of like you're the first rapper in history that's trying to sue somebody over a diss track. Like
yeah. I saw something
doesn't look good. I don't even care.
It doesn't look good.
I don't care what he's calling you.
But what he's doing is I think he's just trying to like I saw this already. They talked about it on YouTube and all that shit where they talk about how he is 50 Cent said this. You saw that? He's doing it just to try to stop the Not Like Us song because like you just said, he straight out says things that you can't bleep.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to bleep it. Like if it was like cuss words, you could bleep it. But he's saying like pedophile. He's saying words that are actually you can't bleep them. I mean, maybe they're gonna have to do it. This is gonna be the precedent where they're gonna start. I don't know why. I mean, I noticed that the kids in TikTok and shit, they're bleeping suicide. You can't say suicide anymore.
And nobody really says.
They say unalive themselves.
Unalive,
now,
yeah. Nah,
the
last two songs crazy. I did, I'd say kill a lot in that shit. I don't give a goddamn.
I'm talking about the word suicide is bad.
Yeah, no. And unalive is bad. I mean, kill is bad. Okay.
Oh, killing? I didn't know that.
That's why they say unalive instead of saying killed them.
Bro, I usually use unalive in the way of like suicide.
Oh,
that's
no.
how I usually use it.
I'm saying like they don't say suicide. They don't say kill because unalive. Unalive is like
I didn't know kill.
Unalive is like the universal word for death now. Like you know what I'm saying. He unalived them, or he unalived himself, or which he got
which is crazy. So anyway, I don't know what my point was, but yeah, that's my criticism with the what were we talking about?
I was talking about the Drake thing,
What were we talking about?
and you talking about the pedophile, how they can't bleep out none of the words because they're
Goddamn,
not cuss
yeah.
words.
So yeah, so that's what they're talking about. So that's why he's trying to stop the song, supposedly, because that's going to be the better way to stop it. Because he can't, no one else can stop it. Censors aren't going to stop it unless you decide to make pedophile a bad word now. I don't know how you're going to do that.
You can't do that, yeah.
But that's a whole thing too. Like,
And if the company released it and they didn't blank nothing out, they felt it was fine. Because there's been songs where there's been things blanked out.
like, hey Drake, hey, you like him? Yeah, how you
Yeah.
got that up?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's not
Hey,
that
Drake,
bad.
hey,
He
you
could
like
be
him?
like,
No, but that line right there in general. There's nothing you can bleep in that.
yeah,
but,
no, I'm saying, but because it's such a universal meaning. Whatever you like them young, they can be a little younger than you,
think
or they can be
they're
way
gonna- they
younger.
could
I
bleep
mean,
it.
I
Who
know
knows?
what it means, but like you said, they can't blank it out. He
Can't
just he
bleep
knew what
it.
he was doing when
you,
he
you
like
can
wrote that song.
maybe now. That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah,
maybe
but that's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
make
whack,
it.
though.
It's gonna. But I can see it happening.
Yeah,
I could definitely.
that's
see
if he
that
wins the
happening.
case. I can see it happening.
Right.
Yeah, but if he doesn't,
And that's what
then-
I'm saying.
yeah.
It's like, and who knows if that's what it's tied to?
Yeah.
Who knows if he just wants to bleep it, or what? Who knows if he just wants to get rid of it completely? Like you
Maybe
can't
they
play.
hurry up. It's almost the middle of January.
Yep.
Super Bowl's coming up.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like this is a interesting time in hip hop. Like you said, the energy is definitely very. It's very. And even then, like that's what we're waiting for now. We're waiting for J. Cole. He's supposed to drop. I want to hear what he has to say, and after GNX, and also I want to hear what Drake has to say. Where's Drake's project at? Why is he taking so long? He has to rewrite it, probably.
Maybe he doesn't have a project.
Yeah, he has.
My
a
little
project
brother was
every
just my
year.
little brother was telling me right when I left. I guess they asked him to headline Coachella. He said no. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But my thing is, he drops a project every single year of his career. He's dropped since the last 15 years. He dropped a project every year. He has not. He's like Jay-Z in that way, where that's why he is on top right now because he keeps dropping every year. He has an album. You name it, I can give you an album.
maybe them team of writers is like, nah, bro, we on strike.
But my thing is this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this
That's
is
the
the perfect
difference.
time.
Jay-Z don't got no team of writers.
Perfect time to drop
Yeah.
a fucking album. But he waited. 2024 was the first year he has not dropped anything.
Yeah.
I
But
think
actually, no. I mean,
20
technically, he didn't drop an album, but he was dropping music because he was going back and forth with Kendrick. So he had music out. You know what I'm saying? Not an album, but at least you was hearing them. You was hearing them. And then he did drop, like, when you think about it, it was like, yo, after the beef, he might not have dropped the album, but he dropped like 12 different songs. Just none of them popped.
never popped.
Yeah, the 100 gigs, he did that shit twice. The song with Sexy Red, the pop song he tried to do, like, he's dropped music. It's just none of it's sticking. None of it's, you know what I'm saying, catching flight. And everything's a leak or a release somewhere else. Like, nah, drop that shit yourself. Like, you know, so I don't understand this whole, like, leaks. And then that's why, like, when the whole beef was going on, like, the music he was dropping, I wasn't for sure. I thought it might have been AI or if it was really him, because it was like, you know what I'm saying, went through all these filters before it was officially on his page or officially on his YouTube or anything like that. You know, Kendrick was in the dungeon, just put his finger on the upload button. Drop. Oh, he dropped again? Drop.
Yeah, and that's yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
And to think about it, like I remember when that happened. Like it was a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
So it was
I remember you guys texting
So-
me in the morning and shit. Like, I'm like,
yeah, it was
get ready for work,
Tuesday.
and it was
Tuesday,
like-
the fucking
I was like, what you guys texting me?
Tuesday is when Euphoria dropped. Then Friday was when Family Matters. And then that right after that was
Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams. And then he dropped the fucking
Did Not Like Us was right after that.
He
dropped those- he dropped those
before
back
that,
to back.
He dropped the fucking the glove one, the OJ one.
Well, he dropped he did back to back twice. Because he dropped the Euphoria, then he dropped the 1616 in LA.
That's the one.
And then Drake dropped whatever he
Yeah.
thought was gonna be the bomb, and then he dropped the Meet the Grams, and he dropped Not Like Us. And then by the time Drake dropped the Heart Part 6, everybody was like, you already lost, bro. Nobody
That's
wanna
what
hear this
ended
shit.
it. That ended it. That was an intense week. That was
Yeah.
a 1 week of like
Yeah.
craziness.
Yeah. And then especially like, when you dropped your even though he had the last song in the whole back and forth, but it was Kendrick took so much steam. It was like that Hard Part 6 shit was like, and then he started monologuing at the end. It was like you sound like you defeated, you lost. Like, rap battle's a rap battle, bro. People's gonna make up. I watch rap battle. These guys have a month to prep for who they're battling, and they either dig up shit or they just take a little something, they make it gigantic and create a whole narrative that's not really true, but it sounds good if you put it together great. I think Kendrick took a little of that, but he took a lot of the truth that, which is just, he just like, just look at his behavior. I'm not lying about that stuff. The texting with Millie Bobby Brown and all this other weird shit, and when he brought the girl up on stage, and I know you're too young, I don't want to touch your breast. That's truth. That shit's there. The daughter thing, I feel like it's the only thing that was just out of left field. But I was like, Kendrick was like, "Hey, you said I beat my wife. You got another daughter."
Yeah.
So nobody talks about that.
No one talks about it.
Everybody was like, "Oh, he freaking just made some shit up about Drake." But Drake said he beat his wife, and that is one of his kids was by his manager, one of his good friends. Come on, bro. Gloves is off. I told you don't bring my wife and kids in it, but you did anyway because that's what you do. That's what you got your ass whooped by Pusha T.
Yep.
And Pusha was like, Pusha went crazy. I don't even think we haven't heard from 40 since Pusha said that. How much time does he got left? Tick, tick, tick.
I think Drake did that answer thing where he answered him.
What?
Remember that he answered him, but it wasn't legitimate.
Shit, you got to come back with something that's like, we got to hear it, because technically Push only dropped that one song, The Story of Adidon.
Yeah.
And then he was like, this dude's he's a pup. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think even if Drake would have dropped another song, Pusha wouldn't have responded because he exposed you. You know what I'm
saying? I think it would be
we forgot that though. We swept down on the rug because he dropped the Scorpion and he dropped nothing but hits. We was back to dancing.
That's true.
Drake was back on top
That's
again.
True.
That should have destroyed his career, but he was back on top right after that.
I don't think he destroyed his career. I think it just made him more of
I'm saying anybody else it would have. But not for him, it didn't.
No. And I feel like it was more of like I even with now, like I didn't think this was going to destroy Drake's career, but it looks like it looked like it. But when it initially happened, I was like, no, it's going to be fine. He's going to bounce back. It's fine. People love Drake, but the amount of hate he's getting over this, not just hate. It's just more of like there's like dirt on his name now.
Yeah, I think Kendrick made like people like you have to choose what you really Are you really fucking with the culture as far as like rap and hip hop, or are you on this side? Are you the glam side, or you know what I'm saying? Are you the soul side? Like, just kind of like people making a choice, like type of thing. And then if you are, we're going to show you like if this who you choosing, it's some funny things about it. We just want you to know. But there's people that are just riding and dying for Drake, which I give them. I give them credit for it, but it's kind of like
the guys who are whacking out murals.
Yeah. The podcast guys he's got, like, but I mean that's with anybody though.
We're talking about podcast guys.
Like the Rory and Maul guys, they ride for it. That's their dude. You know what I'm saying?
They both do? Rory does too?
Well, Maul does.
That was Maul.
Yeah, Maul does.
Yeah.
And then of course academics.
Yep.
Somebody was like, you can look at academics, you go to war for this dude. He has not gave you an interview. He's only been on the phone with you one time, and he was treating you like you were like the goofiest guy ever, talking about don't call me, and you just have your mouth underneath this dude's balls.
Yeah, which is it's unfortunate.
It makes you look stupid. Like, makes you sad.
Even for Drake, it's like it makes Drake. I feel like that should be part of Drake's character too.
Yeah,
doing this guy like that.
Yeah, exactly. I saw the Bigsby guy that went after Jay-Z. Like, Jay-Z's going after him now.
Oh yeah.
So I think he's like he wants to take him to like where he's going to try to destroy that dude.
Let's watch it.
I just saw it on like I want to say maybe it was Hot 97. It's like their post today or something like
All
that.
right. Well, Jay-Z is coming for attorney Tony Busby. He's demanding a court sanction Tony Busby for what Jay calls the false rape lawsuit that's damaged his reputation. Now, according to Jay's new motion filed by his lawyer, Busby did not conduct even the most rudimentary investigation into the crazy claims that were made by the Jane Doe, client in the lawsuit. Remember, this is a woman who alleged that Jay-Z and Diddy drugged and raped her after the MTV VMA Awards in 2000 when she was 13 years old.
Crazy.
So basically, in the filing, he points out that Tony Busby did not withdraw the lawsuit after the NBC News interview with the accuser after it aired. And remember, there was a lot of holes in that story. Even her father came out and was like, yeah, I don't really remember that.
Yeah.
For instance, the attack allegedly occurred at a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway that was about 20 minutes away from the VMAs by car. But there were photographs showing Jay at Club Lotus in Manhattan after the awards. So, boom, there's that. Also, she claimed that, I just said it, that her father picked her up at the assault and he has no recollection of it. And finally, Jay also points at her claim that she spoke to Benji Madden while at the after party. But after the interview aired, Benji's reps told NBC that he wasn't even in New York for the 2000 VMAs because Good Charlotte was touring in the Midwest. So there's so many holes, to the story. So his team believes that Busby didn't do any type of homework. And, he would have discovered all the holes in these stories, but he continued to push for the lawsuit.
Well, yeah, because they wanted to get to that bag.
Of course.
They wanted that settlement. Yeah, stick up. It was a stick up.
Okay, that's their opinions, but this is our opinion. That's crazy. And I get it. I do get it. But, yeah, that's got to be, you got to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to the accuser, figure out your story first and then go in at,
Yeah, if you feel like it's a payday, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys are, placed in the billionaire title. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just 50, I don't know what 50 deal is with Jay. Why he just wants to, just wants to bring him down.
Wait, do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Look, if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I go also 10 years, 20 years later, that comes back. And it's like all the Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because
because of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't like that guy. I know him and I heard that him and 50 are friends. So
Jay?
No, 50 and the Schultz guy.
There was one where he
says,
he
kind of sticked up. He didn't stick up for him, but he kind of told him.
But he said something else too that doesn't sound good.
Oh, about Jay?
Yeah, he says, "Well."
I thought the smartest thing Jay said in the statement was, if you really believe this happened, then press criminal charges. He said, pull up.
But I don't think that was... I get confused too. When you look at this shit, it's a lot. It's a lot of confusing information, right? But I think when you do point out that, why didn't you file criminal cases? Because you can't. You can't. It's over 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is statute of limitations. What's up with the Bill Cosby thing? How they get him on that? If there's statute of limitations where a certain amount of years back you can't get accused of certain things.
I don't know. I don't even know how that works with the Bill Cosby thing, because that was 30, 40 years ago.
And that's something that too, I'm not trying to say the guy's innocent, but it's kind of weird. How are you able to put this guy in prison for something that people claim he did years ago, over 30 years ago? I think more than that.
Yeah.
40 years ago, maybe. But it's how I don't know. I don't even know. If we got into it, we should get into it, but to really talk about it, but I don't know what I'm talking about, because I feel like, how can you really get someone who committed a crime 40 years ago? There's no evidence. There's no DNA.
Yeah. It's just it's
just hearsay.
Yeah.
And that's rough, unless there was something that happened that was...
Yeah, unless it was witnesses or,
or something like he was accused of something and he was actually accused, but we don't know about it. And then that's, hey, you got this and this and this against you this whole time, you know what I mean? Where it looks like you could have done these things because you were so powerful back then, you covered it up or whatever, and now it's come to light, but we're not going to release it to the public. This is some shit that not just me conspiracy theorying, but Yeah, conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of these stories have, they resurfaced like years later. Maybe people feel brave enough for like why, it's a lot of stories.
And that's another thing. It's like with victims, with the people who do this. So you have to be really sensitive with that because like there could be I mean, I can totally believe a situation where someone 20 years later decided, you know what, I just gotta say, I just gotta tell people. Like, I get that.
Yeah,
Like I can understand someone who, it took them that long to deal with whatever it was, which is you can't fault them for that. But at the same time, it's like you look like a lot of the general consensus to that. Someone saying that is like you are not telling the truth because it's too long. Why would you make it up now? And so that's the unfortunate thing about that.
and then some of those guys are, to me, I feel like a Diddy or Jay-Z. They're probably a little bit more powerful now than they were back then, as far as like money and resources and stuff like that. So,
Right.
And I feel like sometimes that's why people want to come up because they're kind of, looking for a payday type of thing.
I'm gonna screenshot that and make that the
To me,
the
cover.
cover of the episode. No. No.
Oh, you lost it.
Try to get it again. Nope. But yeah, dude. I knew that. I knew that this fool is a hater
Who's that?
of Jay.
Oh, 50, yeah.
He always says the wrong thing.
I'm always confused about that because, I mean, a lot of things is business money. Because I was watching the Irv Gotti thing when Irv was talking about how, because Irv and Jay and all them, they were kind of like a conglomerate. It was like Irv and Murder Inc. and it was like Swiss and Rough Riders, was like Jay and Rockefeller. So in the midst of Jay and Nas's battle, Irv makes an attempt to have a collaboration with Nas on like a whole record company type shit. And Jay is like, really? Like, we're like going at it right now. And then Irv was thinking business wise, this is good business. And I remember they released a song, they used a Tupac sample with Ja Rule, Nas, and Ashanti. And then this is what Irv says. He said, so Jay being how he is, he goes and he signs a deal with Reebok along with his S. Carter's and 50's G Unit shoes, and they shoot a commercial and do a rap song together. He said next time I saw Jay was like, it's just good business. Because, like 50's beef with them is all street shit.
That's why he did it.
Yeah. This is very, that's kind of how he is. But it's just like,
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. So they started reposting that commercial like last year. It's a dope ass song.
I remember
and
that.
I remember it's him and Jay in the studio, and they got their Reebok song because they signed a deal. Yeah,
I remember that. I remember when that happened.
I remember I tried to get some S. Carters. They were always sold out. Could never find them.
Damn, really?
Yeah, yeah. And I remember just was it last year, or the year before, he brought them back out for like just a special event, and he was wearing them. I was like, dang, I wish I would have had some S. Carters. They was nice canvas Reebok shoes. Looked pretty dope. But like, yeah, it's like just think about the time it was rappers. Some rappers had shoe deals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, these two guys had shoe deals.
Who do you think the biggest rapper has a shoe deal is? Biggest rapper, not the biggest athlete.
Probably Kanye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even his Nikes are like still like some rare
Gs.
Commodities. Yeah.
10 to 20 Gs.
Once I saw those over his shoes, I was like, damn, I wanted a pair of those because they reminded
Red
me
October.
of reminded me of something else. But definitely.
Yeah, there's like a limited quantity of that. There's not that many out there.
Yeah.
So the Yeezys, they're I collect them.
Yeah.
They're so cheap now. Like no one wears them anymore.
Well, yeah,
they're getting rid of them. Everyone's getting rid of them.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I love them, dude. Like they're so comfortable. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I wear them to when I'm pushing carts and shit. Like
I know. See, you always got your Yeezys.
Yeah, I switch them out. I don't want to ruin one too much. I don't want to wear one too much.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just comfortable shoes, man.
Yeah. I don't even think nobody's even close to him as far as like the shoe deal. I don't even know if any other rapper like.
I think it's gonna be like. I feel like I'm holding on to a bunch of them because I feel like it's gonna be a thing one day.
Mm.
Maybe not, but I feel like. But there's so many out there right now.
Yeah.
There's so many out there right now.
Yeah.
Like I wore those. I wear those like to work. And Brent the other day was outside doing something with the scrubber having to go. and he hit that corner right there behind Coffee Corner, like that corner outside.
Yeah.
And there was one a Yeezy it was abandoned. Threw it in the bushes right there outside of Costco.
Damn. Just one shoe?
One shoe. And so Brent, I was on the way to work. I guess he got there before me, whatever. He got there before me, whatever. And he was going out there, and he texted me at like fucking 4:30 in the morning. Like, hey JJ, are you missing one of your shoes? No, like I had them in my backpack, and we're on the freeway on the 125, and I look, and I'm like right next to me, and I'm like, nah, they're right here. I'm like, what the fuck is he saying? Like, I don't know why he would ask that. And then sure enough, later when I got to work, he's like, dude, there's like a Yeezy just by itself, one just like yours. I'm like, dang. So they're common now. Like people are banning them and shit left and right.
Yeah. I think J. Cole had a good rollout for the Dream Puma shoe, but I feel like that kind of like it just kind of lost steam. I'm pretty sure like people still. I mean, my cousin had some, so like that's a dope shoe. But like when you got the Yeezy, like he was like signed to two of the biggest shoe companies, Nike and Adidas. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't think it gets no bigger than that. I know Drake had his shoe, but I think that kind of fell off with the whole Kendrick thing.
Yeah.
And I know his Jordan shoe is pretty popular, but that's just his design of a Jordan shoe that already exists. But his own Nike shoe, I remember like that was coming, but people were kind of clowning. It was just a little weird, like
Was that his first one with Nike?
I think this was the second model, but he had one before already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely big shoe. Kanye. I don't know any other rappers with shoe deals like that.
Right. Yeah, do I? I remember Shaq has LA Gear.
Shaq had Reebok.
Remember? Was it Reebok?
Yeah, Reebok.
It was LA Gear.
Nah, Reebok, because I wanted some. He wore them in blue chips.
I remember I had the Kobe
Yeah,
Tunes.
his first pair of shoes was like really dope.
I need to use the restroom. I'm getting another one of these for you. Yeah?
Let's do it. Yeah, buddy.
I was going to ask you about the other night. You saved me. I was at a friend's house. My wife and I were at our friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to think of fucking tortellini.
Oh yeah. When you text me,
And I texted you. I was like, "What's that stuff called that you guys make in deli?" I didn't know you guys don't make it no more.
Yeah, I think they just. I don't want to say it was seasonal, but yeah, it might be seasonal. It'll come back because that's one that's like the last couple years. It's like gone away and come back, like just doing so. It'll probably be like spring, summertime, or maybe it could be coming up pretty soon. Because beginning of the year, everybody's New Year's resolution, working out and getting in shape shit. So that's why we have the quinoa salads and stuff, and technically whatever. But I got a feeling that tortellini will be back. The best one was that freaking that rotisserie pasta salad. That shit was bomb. Had the penne noodles with the artichokes and the chicken, and that shit was super good.
What's it called?
It was Greek pasta salad or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's people that still ask for that. I still wish we would make that one. To me, that's like one of the best ones. That whole
Really?
Yeah, that shit was good.
Do people ever ask for a tortellini?
A few people have asked for it.
Really?
Yeah, I think people like that one too. Because the same whatever the Greek dressing is they use in that one, that's what they used in the other one.
We would barbecue tri-tips from Costco all the time. The Santa Maria ones in the package.
Yeah.
But my brother-in-law bought them one time recently. I think it was for Christmas. And for Christmas, we cooked some tri-tip. But he ended up. We always used to get the Santa Maria, but he got the ones that you guys do. The ones that you guys
season and stuff. Yeah.
And my wife was like, "Oh, she was bummed out at first, but we ate it. It was like it was really good, really good."
Yeah, because that one's freshly cut from the meat department, and we just season it and then package it. So you're getting like the
prime stuff.
Yeah, you're getting the good stuff.
That's really good. It was really good. I was surprised.
Yeah, that shit almost like we cooked one before. Just At the house, I had brought one home, and it just if you cook it right, it's just flavorful. It almost has like a buttery taste, like it just melts in your mouth. Like it was pretty good. Yeah, the tri-tips are pretty well. Like I said, they cut them right there, and we season them. Like they cut them out the big chub, and then we season them and package them up so you can like as fresh as you can. I don't know about the Santa Marias. I know they're good. Like a lot of people like those ones.
They're good. That's the
Yeah.
only I only get.
Yeah.
I've only gotten that one for like the last 10 years. But yeah, the first time I tried and then they're really good. They're not like the Santa Maria ones are still really good, but they're just it's another flavor of a good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, compliments to
Yeah.
you guys seasoning it, preparing it.
Yeah. Yeah. What season do they put on there? They put on that Savaki season.
Right, Jelly's seasons them, right?
Huh?
Jelly seasons them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, meat department cuts them and
remember
then we
that.
season them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Got one more. Well, I'm off tomorrow and then Saturday. I work Sunday, then I go on vacation for the week. Be 45 on Monday, man.
Wow.
Oh.
Congrats.
Yeah. It's a good thing though.
45 years.
Getting old is a good thing. It's a
Yes.
blessing. Getting old and still being somewhat, in good health wise, as far as like, somebody sent a post. One of the, it's a good cool guy that lives up in LA. He has like his own like branding and stuff like me and Bosh were doing. He sent a cool post about getting older and how like the young kids thinking you dying young makes you a goat and all that type of stuff. And like, then he's like, BG made a great point. He was like, getting old is cool. You're outliving dummies and like type of stuff like that. I was like, I never felt bad about getting old, but it's just like crazy how fast time flies.
Yeah, it goes faster the longer it goes, I feel.
Yeah.
Like the first 10 years of my life seemed like it took a long time.
Yeah.
Then 10 to 20 took a long time. 20 to 30 was a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then 30 to 40, really quick. So I can only imagine 40
Not
to
40,
50.
are you?
Maybe 40 this year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
welcome
this year.
to the club. Yeah.
Yeah, in October. I mean, yeah, I just turned 39, so.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I thought you were like mid-30s, bro.
No.
34, 35.
No, I was, yeah. But it's interesting. I mean, I was like, that's like I told you, I was 11 when Biggie died. I remember that when that happened. I remember when that happened. I was in junior high, or like, yeah, junior high, or going into junior high or whatever. And like, that's where I really got into music, was like 11 on, like all through high school. Like, we walked to Warehouse. It was like down in my neighborhood, kind of, like maybe like 15 minutes walking. Just go there all the time and just fucking like, just me and my brother would, on the weekends, just fucking see what the fuck. We buy singles.
Oh, yeah.
I used to buy just singles and shit all
I used
the
to buy
fucking
the singles
time.
that because they had songs on there that sometimes they had songs on there that wasn't on the album.
Exactly. And then they used
Or
to
a
have
remix that wasn't on the album.
all the time. And then
Yeah.
sometimes the remix was the one. Like the remix wasn't on the album, but that was the one. You know what I mean?
Like Jay-Z's Dead Presidents, the original version is only in a single. On the album, he changes all the lyrics to all three verses. So you can only get the original Dead Presidents, either YouTube, but it was the single, it was the maxi single. I remember it was like $5.
Damn.
I was like, dang. I was like, I remember buying the singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like one of the things they're talking about is Eminem's first and second album, or first and second EP. He has an album and an EP. Like, I guess people are finding tapes. Like they used to sell, like the actual tapes of the cassette tapes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is crazy. They go for like thousands of dollars.
I bet. I wish I'd have kept all my cassettes and CDs, especially my cassettes, bro. I used to I'd be in there every Tuesday because that's when all the new music dropped, and it was the cassettes were only $7.99 for the first day with the sale drop.
I had a bunch of cassettes because it was like $2 cheaper than the CD. I remember that. It was like, that was like the bargain. Like, if you wanted, like, I remember Men in Black soundtrack. Like, I was a kid, I was like probably 11, 12. And I remember I bought the fucking tape because I really wanted that Men in Black song, and that's what introduced me. Like, there's like Snoop Dogg songs on there. There's like, Jermaine Dupri songs on there. There's Ray J songs on there. Like,
Oh, Man in
just-
Black soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
That's
a crazy R&B album,
That's
but
crazy.
also like acts like Snoop and shit like that. I forget who else is on it. There's a lot of acts on there that you would know, but it was a really like that was a soundtrack. Wild Wild West was a soundtrack. You remember that? That was a soundtrack. I mean, it had a lot of pop stuff. Like Enrique Iglesias was on it, but like I remember there was an Eminem and Dr. Dre song that was never released. It's only on that.
Oh, for real?
It's only on that. Yeah.
Man, I gotta look that shit up.
It's
You
called,
know, Dr. Dre song on no fucking
I'll show you right now.
Wild Wild West soundtrack. I'm always a fan of like when Dre raps. I don't care if somebody else writes or whatever, but he's always like, he always makes sure he says his shit is like clear, is like crispy, like clean, like his bars are always like top notch, like you know what I'm saying. Yeah, what's the song? Keep the Heads Ringing. He had bars all through that song. I don't care who wrote it. They just the way he delivers it. He's just
But thinking about this right now, like in retrospect, and hearing it again after a while, like it's not. You could hear Royce. Can you hear Royce?
I don't listen to Royce enough, but probably.
But did you hear? Like it sounded like it was like Royce wrote that shit.
I feel like either Royce or M could have wrote it.
You think Dre wrote it or M? You mean?
Well, it could be. But somebody else was in the interview was like, don't get it twisted. Like Dre writes his shit.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know he writes.
He writes his. I mean, he would not like everything, but like if he's in that mode, like he'll write it.
Right, I know for a fact he doesn't write everything because we all hear people who write for him.
Oh yeah.
But my thing was, I didn't know he actually wrote himself.
Oh yeah.
Very interesting. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it going? Still going. I think we're going to wrap this up.